everyone. So I decided just to do this video live today. It's going to be super short because in true that Liberty Chick fashion, my phone is already dying. But I just have to talk about the carnivore diet because the carnivore diet, sorry, my computer is going to do that. I don't know how to make it stop. My son changed the setting. It does it every 15 minutes. But basically, when it comes to the carnivore diet, this is just another fad diet. It's what I like to call a lie diet. They sell you a whole bunch of lies and get you believing and buying into an extremism of a diet that always leaves you lacking and needing more. It always leaves you nutrient depleted, deprived, and in a worse place than when you started. We go through cycles of this throughout our life, and we end up damaging our body in the process. So basically, the carnivore diet it's kind of a new diet, and it's definitely like a reaction to the plant-based, vegan, very leaning towards like vegetable nutrient diet that was popular maybe like 3 to 7 years ago. And what happened with a lot of those people is that they bought heavily into the plant-based diet and they went down that rabbit hole of, oh, maybe meat's bad, maybe it's unhealthy, the way it's prepared is awful. They watched all those documentaries and they basically started just eating, plant-based, leaving their body with a lot of nutrient deficiencies. So in reaction to that, a lot of people have come out with, a polar opposite diet, which is keto diet, which is like fats. And although they do allow for, I guess, plant-based fats, but fats, proteins, very heavily, no carbohydrates, no sugars, no stuff like that. And then the carnivore diet. So I'm going to focus on the carnivore diet today because that one has become so popular. And I'm just noticing so many people catch onto it to the point where it's like you all of a sudden know this is absolutely a fad because we just have MDs pushing it left and right. So let me play a clip for y'all right now. This is Dr. Baker, Sean Baker. He is one of the main proponents of the carnivore diet. He was an orthopedic surgeon, and he talks about the decrease in inflammation to do with joints from being on a carnivore diet. What he doesn't address is that although you do reduce the amount of inflammation in your body by getting rid of processed foods, refined sugars, gluten, inflammatory seed oils, and things like food dyes, chemical additives. What he doesn't address is that cutting out those things are actually what give you the benefits of the carnivore diet from an inflammatory perspective, not cutting out, vegetables, healthy complex carbohydrates and fruits. So he overdoes the mark, basically in my opinion, to true MD fashion. He overdoes it. He tries to make it too science. He forgets about true health and healing, and he's too focused on one problem. So let me play a clip of him.
This is much more is biologically dependent. So our biology, not just our mechanics, but our biology actually has a huge impact on progression of arthritis. And so we have these so-called inflammatory cytokines, which are released inside the joint, and they basically damage the joint. They destroy the cartilage. And if that continues over time, we end up with arthritis.
Okay. So what he's talking about there, sorry, my volume was too low. I couldn't hear it to remind myself. But what he's talking about there is, yes, like the joint destruction and everything that happens, those issues are mainly from things like inflammatory seed oils, which omega-6 fatty acids, those can be in healthy foods too. You need those in the correct amount. So too much of those can cause some inflammation, but they're actually also very good for your immune system. So it's not something you want to cut out entirely. You just want to balance those with omega-3 fatty acids, refined sugar, gluten, like I said, lots of chemicals and everything. So it's not that the carnivore diet doesn't give you those benefits. It does, but it also restricts you from very healthy foods that also aid your body in healing, give you antioxidants and different things like that. So, another doctor, and actually, let me talk for a second about Sean Baker. He posts a lot of pictures of, before carnivore diet, after carnivore diet. Yes, you're obviously going to lose weight if you do the carnivore diet. You are obviously going to lose weight if you cut out all refined sugar, all processed foods, even carbohydrates. If you cut out all that stuff and you're only eating meat, of course you're going to lose weight. It's just like what I say about intermittent fasting. Yeah, if you starve 3/4 of the day, of course you're going to lose weight. But is that the only thing that we care about? Or do we need to be cognizant of overall health? So yes, he can show you a side by side of somebody who obviously ate like complete trash and garbage, and then next to a photo of somebody who, just ate meat, and that person's going to look better. But if I did a side by side of two people, and one of them is eating healthy fruits, healthy vegetables, healthy complex carbohydrates, all the nutrient profiles out there, and meat, eggs, seafood, things like that. And I put them next to somebody who's just eating carnivore diet. What you're going to realize pretty quickly is a complete difference in the skin quality. And your skin is one of your largest organs, and it reflects the inflammation in your body and also the nutrient deficiencies in your body to such an amazing extent. When you look at somebody's skin, which you can see my skin right now, I did get a little bit of sunburn yesterday. I am sipping some green tea because green tea actually has antioxidants in it that help you not to get a sunburn. But also, if you do sunburn, it helps to reduce the redness, inflammation, and heal it faster. So green tea is your friend. But as you can see, I'm almost 37 years old. You don't see fine lines of wrinkles. You don't see, a lot of aging. Some of that is that I don't fry in the sun all the time. But another part of that is I eat a lot of healthy fruits, healthy vegetables, and try to keep up the nutrient profile of my diet and get as many antioxidants as possible. So if you put somebody, like me, or somebody who eats a very balanced diet, somebody like Samantha, you put them side by side with somebody who eats carnivore, you're going to see pretty quickly a huge skin quality difference. And that comes from the lack of antioxidants and healing nutrients in the person who just eats carnivore's diet. So they're going to, a lot of times they have a lot of redness. You can see a lot of redness in their skin. They can get issues with sun damage and things like that because a lot of the foods that you eat that are going to be so sun protective are actually plants. You do want to also avoid, which they do a lot of times, the inflammatory oils, especially inflammatory seed oils. So they do have that going for them, but they're missing the actual benefits of the healing side of the nutrition. So let's talk about testicles for a second. So this is why I like to joke about the carnivore diet. It's almost become like a major psyop where all of a sudden, they're out there just telling, we have Liver King, we have this person that I'm going to share in a second who has a carnivore account, and lots of other carnivores out there telling men they should basically be eating testicles, and yet no red flags are raising anywhere. You shouldn't eat melons, guys. Okay, melons will just with all of their healing properties, antioxidants, nutrients, they will just destroy you. But you should literally be eating animal testicles. And I'll talk about the difference between those two foods in a second and why you don't really need animal testicles. But let me show you this tweet that I found. I have to play it like a video. It's going to show for 10 seconds. All right, and that is from an account called Meat and Mountains, and he's basically like, come on guys, you should just be putting eggs and testicles in a blender and eating those. And it's not that, testicles don't have, I'm going to bring it up right now. It's not that testicles don't have some nutrients. They definitely do have nutrients. But do they have nutrients that you can't get anywhere else that make it worth eating a testicle? Or is this just kind of a weird, a weird trend. And to me, it seems like a setup to get people to literally eat testicles. Um, and I'm not saying it is. It just, to me, I'm like, that's so goofy. Okay, so animal testicles that you consume, they have zinc, selenium, iron, and vitamin B, B vitamins. The only vitamin that I saw on their profile that was actually like more than your recommended daily allowance for like a serving of testicles was just vitamin B12, which you can get a lot of different places. So I don't think you need to go out and go up to the butcher at the store and be like, hey, where do you keep the animal testicles? This is like such a staple in my diet. Now, let's contrast that with melons, which the carnivore diet, PSYOP, in my opinion, just kidding, but doesn't want you to have. Melons actually have so many healing nutrients that you can't get from animal products. So they do have a huge amount of vitamin C, which I know a lot of the carnivore people are going to be saying, if you don't consume carbohydrates, you don't need as much vitamin C. It doesn't matter. Vitamin C is a water-based vitamin. It has a ton of healing properties. And as we've seen, high dose vitamin C can be used even to cure things like cancer. So to pretend that you don't need more vitamin C when there's not a harmful side effect from it, and it can have a lot of antioxidant and healing properties, is just pretty silly. Um, so melons, they have a lot of vitamin C. They have a high amount of carotenoids, which some of those are precursors to vitamin A and beta carotene. But even the ones that aren't, they have so many healing properties, and they're very good for you. They have specifically lycopene. Lycopene is one of those nutrients that actually helps you not get sun damage, not get sunburns when you are exposed to the UV lights of the sun. So it has also another very interesting nutrient that I had not read about too much, but this is called, bear with me for a second. It's cucurbitacin E. And so what this is it has a lot of healing properties. It's a potent cathartic, and it can be a potent laxative, which is good. It has anti-cancer properties. Oops, my battery only has 10% left. We got to fly through this. It has anti-inflammatory properties and analgesic effects, so helping you with pain. It's shown to have antibacterial properties, and it's very hepatoprotective and cardiopulmonary protective, and it has anti-diabetic effects. So that is found in watermelon. You're not going to find that in testicles. So my point here is that animal-based, plant-based, all of it has its upsides and its downsides. And that's why we never need to say, all these nutrients are bad for you, all these nutrients are good for you. It's always somewhere in the middle. And the PSYOP is getting you to be polarized on absolutely everything in the world, including what you eat. And when you are polarized, you miss out on the good side of the other thing. So plants, fruits, vegetables, like I said, they have fiber also, which is something that you're not going to find at all in a true carnivore diet. So they have things like fiber, they have vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and tons of antioxidants that you're only going to get from fruits and vegetables. When it comes to animal products, you can get a lot of really healthy, like biotin, fats, different proteins, things that help your body to create keratin. Those come, in high amounts and very, abundantly from animal products. So you don't want to pick and choose. You want to pick the healthy items from both. Like, this is where, not to get too biblical on you guys, but when you think about people say in the end times, people turn away from the good things that God created. A lot of that you have to think about, and a lot of flags go off for many people when it comes to that, as far as animal products. When it comes to like veganism, vegetarianism, they're like, that is not of God. God wants you to eat animals. They're put on this earth for that reason. But you have to look at true end times, it seems like, and I'm not saying it is, but all of a sudden you have people turning against the other side. We're so polarized against each other. Oh, there's a wasp. I hope he doesn't sting me. we're so polarized against each other that we have people literally, won't eat animal products, and then other people that won't eat plant products. How dangerous and harmful is that? How much of God's beautiful creation of food that he put on this earth are you missing out on? Samantha, she is a registered nurse. 11:45. It's 11:45. I can close that actually. Samantha is a registered nurse. We have a program together called the 6-Week Reset. It's a lifestyle course that teaches you how to work out, how to eat, as far as how much to eat of each macronutrient, which, spoiler alert, it's not zero of any of them. You need carbs, you need fats, you need protein, just in the right amount and in the right overall calorie intake for your goals at the time and for where your body's at, which adjusts over time. So we teach you how to do that, which will heal your metabolism. We also teach you how to eat through healing nutrition. So things like, I don't want to sunburn, I don't want to age. What should I eat for that? Say I did have an autoimmune, what I actually need to cut out, and what things do I not really need to cut out that's going too far. Now I've lost a healthy nutrient. How to balance your diet in that way. And we teach you herbalism too, herbal approaches, so that you don't have to rely on modern medicine for every little thing. You can use a vitamin supplementation, essential oils, herbs, again, healing nutrition, and all of those lifestyle interventions, including sleep, stress management, breathing. Samantha is amazing at doing. She teaches how to do breathing so that it's like a meditative type of breathing, and all of those things. We also look at posture, maintaining good posture, muscle balance, and all of that. We teach you that in 6 weeks so that then you are the master of your own health. But what a lot of people do, a lot of diets, a lot of different things out there do, is they teach you how to be reliant on a fad and pretending that that fad is actually going to fix every problem. In your life, your body will go through ups and downs. You actually need to have access to many tools in your tool bag. Sometimes you're going to have to be, and that's what I was getting at. Sorry. Seasonal eating. Seasonal eating is, eating kind of in tune with like the seasons of your body and the seasons of the earth. So in the winter, I'm a lot more prone to eat like, grains, some healthy grains, rice, sweet potatoes. In the summer, I like a lot of my carbohydrates to come from those fruits. Those fruits are going to protect me from the sun. They're going to enhance my experience and give me that, fast metabolized glucose, along with protein and everything. But and it's not a lot of carbs, so people don't need to get scared about that. But it's going to help to elevate my summer experience and make me feel as good as possible in that season. So what a lot of diets do, what I was going to say, is they have you cut out stuff. And then when a new issue pops up, that diet is a fad. It's a lie, and it's a trick to get you dependent on that way of thinking. They're selling you books, things like that. And you can't actually master your own health like that. So say you have something come up where it's like, oh, I need to add dietary fiber. I am constipated. Everything I try is not working. And you are so committed to being, a carnivore and everything. Well, you've missed out on being able to utilize dietary fiber through plants that actually also have healing properties, that have a lot of really, really good antioxidants and everything. And now you have to try to do something, special and specific to that diet. It never works. You always want to have access to all the things. So I'm going to play one more video for you guys. This is another, MD from Instagram, from Twitter. Him and his wife kind of push carnivore diet. I don't know if they have like a book or a program or something that goes with it. Personally, I don't usually trust MDs because they think very linearly. They forget to see the body as a whole. And when they push carnivore diet, it's so obvious that they're doing exactly that same thing, but now they're applying it to diet. Instead of looking at the body as a whole for once in their freaking life and telling you how to see it as like an integrated chain, that needs to be cared for in every single direction, and it all works together. But here, I'm going to play this for you guys really quick. This is about skin tags, and then I'm going to clear up the misconception here that he's talking about.
Reverse and remove their skin tags, and that is the low carb, keto, carnivore, Banting, Atkins diet. These diets all lower your blood sugar levels back to low normal.
Okay, so he's saying that you can cure your skin tags, which skin tags are something that happens. I don't have them, I can't show you, but it doesn't always have to do with weight. It can have to do with something called metabolic syndrome, where, you know, a lot of times you have type 2 diabetes, you have insulin resistance, you have a very unhealthy body, your organs aren't working correctly, and they'll get it. Not, you don't always have to be overweight, but they get skin tags like in a fold, you know. And he's talking about the way that you cure that is through lowering your blood glucose. Yes. But do you need carnivore diet or keto diet to do that? Absolutely not. And what you're doing is actually making yourself more carbohydrate sensitive when you cut those things out. And what will happen to you is that if you want to go back to eating them, you are going to be very sensitive and your body's going to have some trouble processing them unless you do it in a very stepwise manner. So it can be okay to cut those things out for a short period of time, or even do something like intermittent fasting for a short period of time, which is actually, in my opinion, probably better to reset your insulin sensitivity. But the best thing that you can do that isn't any gimmick or anything like that is eat the right amount of carbs, fat, protein in 4 to 5 meals a day, depending on when you wake up. So if you wake up at 5 a.m., you're probably going to need 5 meals a day, unless you go to bed at like 7. If you wake up at 7 a.m. and you go to bed at 9 or 10 or something, you can probably do just 4 meals a day and you might be just fine. You want to have a gap between when you eat, and you want every single meal to have carbs, fats, protein in it. So that kind of controls your glucose. So let's say you are doing 5 meals a day and you wake up at 5 a.m. So let's say you do 6 a.m., 9 or 10 a.m. Yeah, maybe 9 a.m., 12, 3, 6. So that would be 5, yeah, 9, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6. Yeah. So that would be 5 meals a day, evenly spaced about 3 hours apart. You could go 4 hours apart if you were still, you know, if your blood sugars were still high in between the meals, and mix those carbs, mix those fats, mix those proteins together and get a very balanced diet, no snacking in between. And hold on. Okay. I try not to be scared of wasps, but that one, I think I look like a big flower right now and it's coming right at me. Okay. So, and I did get stung by one the other day, or I got bit by a horsefly. It wasn't really a big deal. My body has very low inflammation. I don't worry about things, overreacting anymore. So what I was going to say, if you do that, that can help to reset, and you want to weight lift, not a ton of stressful cardio on your body, a little bit of cardio. I like to either do step counts, 8 to 10,000 steps per day, if your joints can handle it, or, and you have the time. Otherwise, you can also do 2 to 3 cardio sessions up to 30 minutes max, 3 times a week. That works too. 2 to 3 times a week. But weightlifting 3 to 4 times a week and getting on that diet, keeping it very consistent, cutting out, processed foods, cutting out refined sugars, cutting out gluten, cutting out inflammatory seed oils, trying to eat whole foods, fruits, veggies, jasmine rice, sweet potatoes, white potatoes, chicken, beef, seafood, all of the good things, all of the healthy things. Don't drink soda. You don't even want to drink diet soda. I'm even getting away from energy drinks entirely. Get you some, green tea, get you some jasmine tea, get some chamomile tea for at night. You can still do coffee. Raw milk is good, yogurt's good, eggs are good. Eat all the healthy foods, get a pineapple, get some watermelon. Just here's my thing. When you calculate your macros or when you do your meal, you have to track if it's fruit, you're going to weigh it, you're going to count the calories, and the sugars, as those are carbohydrates. Same thing with eggs that you eat, same thing, with meats and stuff like that. So all the carbs, fats, proteins, you're going to be measuring those. When it comes to vegetables, you don't have to like weigh out your bell pepper and stuff unless it's like a sweet potato, squash, or like a very calorically dense vegetable. I guess maybe even pumpkin could be one that you will want to actually calculate into your macros. But if it's something like leafy greens, um, bell peppers, carrots, any of that stuff, you're not going to need to even worry about that. Just eat it. You don't want to eat so much that you get gut issues, but sprinkle it throughout your day with each meal. And those things will help you to reset your glucose and get rid of your skin tags, get rid of your metabolic syndrome, and heal your body, just like the ridiculously over the top diet that this doctor is trying to tell you to do instead. Um, and you'll get the benefits. You'll drink the green tea, you'll eat the watermelon, you will eat the bell peppers, and you'll get, all the extra antioxidants and nutrients. You'll get the sun protective effects, and you don't have to, go ask the butcher for any testicles. Okay. Because as we talked about, everything in testicles you can find in other foods, but everything that you can find in watermelon and everything that you can find in bell peppers, green tea, stuff like that, you're not going to be able to, find a lot of that stuff in a carnivore diet. So that's my little beef with that. I want you guys to really think about your true health and how to really, really protect your body by utilizing all the nutrients, by always utilizing all the tools in your tool shed. So that means, it's not no cardio, it's just not too much cardio. It's not no weightlifting, it's just not too much weightlifting. It's doing everything in a balance so that your body is as balanced as possible. And it's not no carbs, it's not no fat, it's not, no meat. It's a balanced amount of each thing. That is what's going to give you the body that is as functional, which is the most important thing, as functional and healthy as possible. You want to be able to move well, you want to be able to feel well, you want your body to be able to fight disease. And I promise you, you're giving yourself the best chance possible when you eat a variety of healthy foods in the right amount and you work out in the correct ways in the right amount. So if you don't know what to do, feel free to reach out to me, send me a DM. We have a new program starting we have a new session of the 6-week reset starting in July. It's only 6 weeks. You don't have to sign up with us forever. We're going to teach you all of the stuff that you need to know to go on and have a healthy life and make the right choices when you go out into the world after that and not get caught up in like ridiculous fads. Samantha and I have both, been in shape our whole adult lives. We go through periods of time where you get a little better, you get a little worse, but we have been very consistent because we actually approach the body in this way. And that's why we want to help people to do the same instead of I have many friends. I have many, people that I've worked with. I've had many people that I've known throughout my life. They get caught in a fad diet cycle and it's like they're always gaining and losing 30, 50, 100 pounds. And, those people have very exciting results when they show you, look, I lost 70 pounds and stuff. I've kept it off for like 6 months. But you don't want to go lining up after them. They don't really know what they're doing. They haven't maintained it for year after year. Even when it comes to healing the autoimmune issues, this doctor can tell you all about, short-term results he's gotten and stuff. Look at somebody like Samantha, who's healed her autoimmune issue for years now. She's been doing this for 10 years. She helped heal her daughter's autoimmune issues, and it's been 10 years. They're so healthy. They're like the healthiest family I know. And, same thing with my son and I. We do all the healthy stuff and everything. I have never had, health problems because of the way that I take care of my body. So I just want you guys to know that you don't always want to line up behind something that you see and it looks very glitzy, very glamoury, like a huge transformation. A huge transformation can last just a short period of time when it's not built on a solid foundation. And that's what we've seen with a lot of these diets. And I don't want you guys to fall into that. So I would rather have you learn, even if it's not from us, how to do it the right way, how to balance all the nutrients, how to balance your workouts, how to make sure you're not overstressing your body, how to make sure you're eating enough calories, and getting, good stretching, things like that. So thank you all so much for watching this. Please understand, I'm not villainizing meat. If you want to eat testicles all day long. No judgment here, but I want you to know that you should have watermelon too. You should have a bell pepper sometimes too. I'm about to go have one. You should have dairy also. You should have eggs also. You should have all the things, the veggies, the fruits, all the stuff. And just stay away from the processed things, stay away from the gluten, stay away from the sugar and the inflammatory seed oils and stuff like that. So, y'all have a fantastic day, and I will be back soon.